Welcome to Constructing Criticism. Today we will be taking a look at Deadpool. First up, the story. There's not much of one there. It's straightforward. Your character grows, he beats the bad guy at the end. Game over. But wait, your character doesn't really grow emotionally or spiritually or anything. He's just a badass at the beginning. So what then is the story? It's Deadpool himself, his humor, his style, that is the story. So that brings us to the jokes. The company takes a shotgun approach in this game, and it's the truest sense of that phrase. A lot of the jokes are hit and miss, but they come at you so fast that the ones that suck are gone and a new one that makes you chuckle has come along and you've forgotten about the one that made you facepalm. The jokes are plentiful, they come fast, you remember the funnies but not the fails, but a lot of them are vulgar and inappropriate. If you're prudish or easily offended, you're going to want to take a pass on this game. However, if you're not, then this game has some pretty good points. At one point in time, I found immense joy in seeing two big, busty, tentacular-tittied women talk about how they were such tropes of the video game system. That type of self-awareness was funny for me, and it addressed how most games use big-titted women as a fan service and a cheap sellout. Next up, I want to get to the meat and potatoes and coleslaw and cookies and applesauce and whatever the hell else you want to throw in of every beat-em-up game. That's its combat. Combat is everything to a beat-em-up game. In my playthrough, the combat essentially boiled down to this. Smash buttons. Smash the B button to dodge. Go back to smashing buttons. Can't smash B button? Go and hide for 10 seconds until your health comes back. I did that every single time and practically waltzed through the game. The game alternated between piss easy the vast majority. I mean, I didn't even spend Deadpool points on upgrades until I had 2 million just because I didn't need them, to just controller snapping fury. That's because you were able to easily beat the piss out of all of the basic melee people. Whenever the game decided to throw in large amounts of ranged enemies who could take cover and you had to shoot down with an already very sketchy gun mechanic, then you just wanted to quit for a bit. You just didn't have any fun, and you thought I thought it was bullshit. The final fight, spoiler, involved a barrage of Sinister clones. And would you like to know how I beat them? I'll tell you. I ran in a circle and kited them and shot behind me, and it was piss easy once I did that. The fact that I can break a game by running in a circle is A, boring, and B, shouldn't be possible. Let's get down to the improvements and what can be better next time. First up is the story. I'm not familiar with the Deadpool comics. I won't be shy about that. I've never read any of them, so I don't know how well this coincides with the source material. Deadpool was an interesting character. He was very different from most of the superheroes we see, and I like that. However, the story takes a back seat throughout the entire game, and I didn't feel particularly invested in any characters. The only one that got any sort of response from me was Death. I thought her personification was really cool, and I wanted to go more into that story. I like how they at least addressed her more than anyone else. Jokes. Now, as far as the shotgun approach goes, you have one big advantage. That means that you can hit a wide audience. If you limit it to just immature jokes, then you are taking away the advantage of that shotgun joke-telling style. I understand that you have to keep the jokes within Deadpool's character, but I'm pretty sure I heard an intelligent voice in his noggin, so you can tell maybe some literary humor through that voice and reach everyone. Finally, the biggest room for improvement in this entire game, because the other aspect is just the game style, it's unique, it knows what it is, but this has to be improved because this is the key to any beat-em-up game. It's its combat. Now, the combat wasn't all bad. It was incredibly fun to watch. I was particularly fond of the gun kata mode and watching people cartwheel and then I would shoot them in slow-mo. It was an overall entertaining experience. But I went out of my way to be creative so that it didn't get so repetitive. That's good that I could get creative, but bad that I didn't need to get creative. Just next time, mix it up. Try to make me think outside the box in order to kill some enemies rather than being so straightforward. But keep the stylized fighting. I think that was the best aspect in this entire game. That's my 2 cents to pay the ferryman. Thanks for watching Constructing Criticism. See you next game.
Naked woman who claims to be your biggest fan?
Oh, don't fall for that one
But
again.
what if Cable means it this time?